Hi Jazz, how are you? How you doing? Great to see you. Good to see you. We are super excited. Lots of work to do. That's basically the concept for the place and how it's going to look.
So we're based here on the Central Coast. We're here for renovators, new builds, and people just wanting to have access to the most on-trend tiles and stone here on the coast. We see everybody from first home buyers, renovators, and people doing new builds. A lot of pool renovations come through as well. So we see everybody, young and old, at all stages of their home development. So the best thing about the Central Coast, we've got some great people here and we've got a beautiful natural landscape. We take inspiration from that and we're all putting that into the homes that we're renovating or building. We are now seeing a strong push come through though of people using different materials and pushing their own boundaries. So we're seeing lots of more intense colour come through and probably some stuff that we would see more in urban environments.
For me, this project, the whole idea of building in Yamina was to be able to support local trades. Now, I'm a Sydney-based interior designer and I've got a great range of suppliers that I work with, but we're an hour north here now, up in Yamina on the Central Coast. So it makes sense to deal with the local trades, not only because I want to support the local industry, but it actually makes financial sense because the deliveries are coming from here, 20 minutes drive to Yamina instead of an hour or so from Sydney. And if I need something extra, if I need some advice, if I need to pick up something, again, it's only a 25-minute drive away. So it's actually very clever to think and source locally.
What's exciting is that we're seeing James update an older home. So there are so many older homes here on the coast and it's great to see what we can do with these properties without having to rebuild them and without having to spend so much money or blow their budget. Super excited to work with James. So we've known about James for a little while, but when he approached us, we were thrilled to be part of the project. It's a different flavour that brings to the Central Coast and we really want to showcase the Central Coast and we're so glad that James is now putting the Central Coast on the map.
So a lot to choose from.
So much, so much.
As you know, I've got an idea for what I want this house to look like. So it's this ugly red brick place and it's going to be transformed into a Palm Springs wonderland. Yeah. My advice is to be prepared. You need to be a good Boy Scout. Have your plans, have your images, put together the idea of what you're wanting to create so that then the expert in this case can help you.
So obviously we've been chatting over the phone and we've preempted, put some things down that we would like you to consider.
Yeah.
Obviously we love the basic white, the white on white, subtle colours. What do you think about that?
I think Sandra is actually going to like this because it's more sedate, it's a bit calmer. And I know if we were selling, this would be a really great go-to. I do like the one underneath because it's got more contrast, but it's still very safe. I personally would like to turn the volume up a little bit more, and I can see some other options that are exciting me. That particular one there, I think looks so good because all of the tapware I've got, I'm adding brushed brass.
My advice would be to come prepared, have some inspiration, check Pinterest out, have a look at what you really like and find your hero. That could be your feature wall, your colour or your tapware. Essentially, we love our clients to bring in images. The better prepared they are by finding what their full inspiration is, the better we're going to be prepared to help them. Okay, I'm going to ask you, why do we have green here on the table? I noticed today you've come in wearing green, matching pants and shoes.
I have. Maybe it's subliminal. I'm putting together green in the joinery, in the kitchen and in the laundry area. It's funny that the green has come quite strongly through as I'm putting the home together. I think it's a really nice contemporary colour. Plus, I'm going to be mixing in some brushed brass tapware.
Well, I've got that.
You do have lots of samples here. So
we've got that.
You can see, I think that just works really well together and the tones
Can we suggest, I'm also going to suggest brushed nickel. It's super popular at the moment.
It is popular and I actually love it because it reflects, it's like stainless steel that's reflecting something a little bit black, but because I'm going for Palm Springs, I'm playing that real glitzy, a little bit of that Hollywood glamour style, so I want to sort of turn up the volume a little bit.
When we deal with designers, we're blessed. So they come in, they're super prepared, and they've got lots of great ideas. So Palm Springs is something we've seen for the last year or so. White on white sort of ties in with that, and everybody's just wanting that beautiful, fresh, simplistic look here on the coast. Okay, so we've got this as an option.
Yeah.
Now this is quite intense. The chip size, a little bit bigger.
I actually really love this. I think it's much stronger. I can see that it's a more intense version of this, but we've got the tapware, plus I've got the vanity in here. So once I put that together, I think that works really well with the brass. I think it's quite strong. The more I'm looking at it, I really like it, but I've also got to have Sandro on board with this. The smaller chip size is a great option to give another alternate look. But I've got to say, even with the yellow, with this one and with these terracotta chips, this is working quite well as well. So there's nice color ranges within this range.
Absolutely, and look, the benefits of this are that it's internal and external. So a little bit of a higher price point, just to let you know, because I know we've got to remember that, but it's an excellent selection.
I can see it's running all the way through, just like a real terrazzo. So
absolutely. So if these are chipped, broken, or damaged in any way being outside, we're going to see the same product throughout the tiles. So it's a great choice to have, and the durability is fantastic.
Look, I get that it's going to be a higher price point for those areas, but I think they're also adding lots of value.
Absolutely. And you get what you pay for in something like this. So we're going an Italian hard-wearing product that is going to last you the test of time.
Yeah.
It's a necessity.
Well, I'm loving everything. I love the options that you put together, and you've definitely worked with my brief, and I've got some great options to start to play with in the studio and put them together with my other finishes.
Definitely. We're going to let you take some of these home, see how they work in the space, and then we'll make some decisions from there.
I've got a preconceived idea. I know that I want to recreate that Palm Springs look, and I know that I really like to play with the terrazzo tiles. The range here has been extensive, and it's great to have another creative mind in the form of Jess to be able to give me her ideas and her input. The time here has been very useful this morning. We've been able to look through a range of terrazzo so that I've just honed in on the tiles that I like. I'll take those back now to the studio, play with them with all of the other samples that I'm putting together.
We're super excited to work with James. It's great to see a city-based designer heading to the coast, enjoying our lifestyle. So we're happy to share that with him, and we're super excited to see what kind of influence he's going to bring and see how this project turns out.
It's been great meeting and working with Jess firsthand today. We'd spoken over the phone a few times, and I've been able to send through a brief, but you can tell when you deal with someone who has great product knowledge. The great thing about dealing with Tile and Stone Warehouse is that they have a great range. Everything that I need is here. They've also got great service, and they're local. So they've got that local knowledge, which is going to help me create the perfect home for this beautiful Central Coast location.